May profits be upon you. Welcome back to another episode of the Forex Weekly Forecast with RT Money. Hey, let's take a look at Euro USD, shall we? All right, we're on the daily chart. What we want to notice, what we want to establish is what is our bias? What is our the directional flow? We have to know what the direction is in order to trade this properly, right? So what we're going to take note of is this high, right? And from this high, we're looking at swing points, major structural swing points. Look at that. This is the low. This is the low. I mean, we can do all of this, but you know, we're looking at major structural swing points here, 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 right? So price comes down, we break that low. We have now established a lower low. Swing here, lower high, swing, we broke that, swing low. We have a new lower low, swing high, right? We break that low. We're still bearish, all right? Swing high. All right. We break this low. We're still bearish. Swing high. Now, we actually wick past this high, but we don't close past it. For me, this is not a break, a higher high. Technically it is, all right, but it is not it is technically a higher high, let's put it that way, but it's not for me a break of structure. A break and close, a candle close above that high would indicate to me that price wants to go higher. It would establish a market shift. Okay, so technically, yes, it made a higher high, but for me, this remains a lower high, and it is confirmed after it breaks that low. Now we have a lower low, so we are still bearish in this market. We have our direction. Do you understand? I hope you were able to follow all of that mess. Okay. So we're bearish. Now, the key is, what is our next structural point that we expect to form? All right. We've established a lower low here. All right. Once we broke this low here, once we broke this low, we established this lower low. All right. What's the next expectation? A lower high, right? So we got to look for a pullback area of some kind. All right. Now, what do I look for? I look for areas of supply that could turn price around, that price could come back up and then come back down to. All right. Yeah, I see a couple of potential ones that jump right out at me on the daily now. This is on the daily. All right. This area where we see buying and then selling directly after a pullback and then selling. This area to me is very interesting. I'm going to take the whole candle, top to bottom. If price comes back into this POI, all right, I'll be looking to take a high probability short if it gets up this high. One of the reasons why I'm attracted to it is because this turnaround here, this here is demand, right? Let's get that. Let's get that real quick. All right. And the demand was broken here. The demand zone was broken here. All right. But did we get a close below it? No, we did not. We did get this reaction, which is forming this area of supply here. All right. What you want, this is my lesson. Remember it from the euro, from the pound USD I just put out just, prior to this video. All right, put it out today earlier. All right, the extremes of the reactions to these zones that result in a zone being broken, that extreme is a high probability trade for a short. Okay, so this is broken, right? When it sailed through and closed below it here, but this reaction is where you want to keep your eye on. You want to keep your eye on the reaction zone. All right. This is a supply zone that is a POI that we want to check out. All right. Now, when it comes down to what could turn price back around so we can get that lower high to be established that we are expecting, we go over to where we think price has the potential to turn around. And that would be over here. That's why I have this area highlighted. This is a demand zone. You can see how price obviously had a powerful reaction at this level. All right. So I'm going to highlight it. Boom. All right. I always go to the nitty gritty of it where price actually turns, and you can refine it down here. The actual order block starts up here, but it's selling to the buying. This is where you get the order, the sell to buy order block here. All right, sell to buy, sell to buy. All right, you know that there are a lot of orders to come in here and price because they had to sell, the market makers had to sell to buy. Once they're in their buy, once they go in their buy, they're in profit, but they're still in drawdown from these sells. That's why they have to come back down here to mitigate out of these sell orders. Hope you understand that. And we are back here mitigating out of these orders. Now, this could be refined down to here. If you remember, that's where I originally had it. We can refine it down to where price turn around. I always like to highlight the dojis because that's a range of price. Get into more of that some other time, but that's where I'm expecting price to turn. All right, now we got to go down on a lower time frame to see what the price action looks like. Let's go to the 4-hour, and you can see we're having a reaction here. Will this reaction come up here? Why do I have this area highlighted? This looks like a mess, right? No, there's a big old doji in here. Again, that's a range of price, and that I've found it in my back testing that this is usually where price will come to and have a reaction from. All right, both bearishly and bullishly. These areas are key to me. They attract my eye immediately. Okay, it'll probably be something like this here, more than likely, but I look at the zone where it begins and where it ends, and that's how I'll mark it. Understand this too. There is a fair value gap here, an imbalance that price will come back and rebalance, and that gives me more reason to think that we might get this pullback here. Okay, I'm just hoping it comes all the way up. You know, it may come just to this part. It may come to that part. Let me also tell you one of the reasons why I'm looking at that area. You see how we had this impulse here, all right? It gains a little more aggression here, all right? But it starts here. There's only one candle that is different on the 8-hour. You can see this is the same candle that I have highlighted, all right? This is one of the reasons why I'm thinking that price will come up here. So let's go down to back to the 4-hour, and if price fills in the imbalance, rebalances the imbalance, comes all the way up here. I don't like that line. All right, comes all the way back up here. All right, I'm thinking that there's a chance that price may want to turn around here. All right, a potential area of reversal, and I'm thinking that we get a market shift pattern here. All right. And you know what I'm talking about too. A high, a swing, a pullback, a higher high, and then a break below that swing point. And then price comes back up, returning to the impulse, you know, somewhere in this leg of structures, you know, there's going to be a supply there, and then comes back down. That's what I'm looking for every time. Okay, so looking for that to happen here. All right, and let's just do it this way, here or here. All right, and then come back and take these out. All right, so that's what I'm looking for. If we go on now, I want to take you to the bonus area, the bonus lesson. Let's go to the 15. All right. I'm looking for early signs that price may shift. The market may shift. Give us a market shift here. All right. This is how you read it. You look for the POI. Price comes into contact with that POI. And so you look at how price met that POI. And what I'm going to make note of is all of these candles break the low of the previous candle, except for this one, right? So this one is the one I'm going to mark as my low point. Excuse me. Right? What do we got here? There you go. All right. And then I'm going to take that high. I'm going to take that high here and keep it in mind, right? All right, because this is the low. This is where the low didn't get broken. All right, so price is pulling back. This is a pullback, and the pullback is completed here. All right, so when price goes lower and lower, all right, breaking the low of the previous candles, like I like to track. So when it makes this low, I ask myself, what was the highest point before this low? All right, what was the high? What was the high? What was the high? The lower high that made this low? What was the low? What is the high that made this low? That caused the low anyway. All right, this was the swing. This was the pullback that made that low. All right, it's that simple. And when price breaks that swing point there, all right, that's when we have a shift in the market. That's when it signals an early sign that price is breaking microstructure. It's breaking upwards, and it looks like it has an intention to go higher. So what we're looking at is this number. If it breaks, then what am I doing? What is the first thing I'm doing? I'm going to mark the demand zone. I'm going to mark the demand zone, because once it breaks this high, once it breaks the high of this swing, that low, the lowest point to the highest point before that low, I'm going to watch that area. As soon as price pokes its head above it, I'm coming down here. I'm marking this this demand zone. I'm going to make it a little darker so we can see it. All right. I'm going to mark this demand zone, and I'm going to wait for price to come back down, take out this sell side liquidity, and quite possibly this one, come down in here, and then make its way up. Because this is an early sign of a market shift, a shift in the market. Some people call it a chunk, a change of character. It's not the same as a break of structure. A break of structure will confirm that there is a shift in the market. This one gives an early sign that market is about to shift. Okay, so this is what we're going to be looking for on the 15. All right, filling in that higher time frame fair value gap, that imbalance, and coming back up to our 4-hour POI. We'll look here first. We'll look here second. We're looking for the same shift in the market here or here. I hope this analysis helps, and I'll be following up during the week. I promise you that, and so we can take this trade together. I will see you in the next video, and check out the next video after this. That's on your screen right now. Just let it flow. Let it flow. Check out the other markets. I got you. I'll see you next time.